One of the number one questions that I get asked about IEW is about this right here, the teaching writing with structure and style. This is a curriculum for you, the parent, to teach IEW's structure and style. So let's talk about whether or not you actually need this program. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and today I'm doing kind of like a review / answering one of my most asked questions type of video. I'm hoping that this will be really simple, really short, and kind of to the point because I get asked this a lot and it's popping up now a lot too because everybody's kind of buying for the new school year. Summer is here and we've got a bunch of new parents looking into IEW. So I thought this would be a really great video to help everyone who's interested in structure and style for the first time. Or if you're like me and didn't buy this until you were halfway through, because that's exactly what I did. Teaching writing, structure, and style. This is basically structure and style for teachers. This program teaches you how to teach and guide your students through IEW's structure and style curriculum. So this is level A, structure and style, and then they get a binder that looks a lot like this, just with the green cover. And then they also get the online video course lessons. And I think that's why sometimes it confuses everyone as to whether or not you actually need the teacher program. But if you look at the pathway on IEW, the pathway actually shows you flipping back and forth between these books here and then their writing course, which is structure and style, but without videos. So basically it's the instructor teacher-led version of this. Now they have all different kinds of ones, from Bible to history to even Narnia. There's like 2 levels of Narnia in there. And with those, you don't get videos. With these, you get videos. Now, I think they suggest starting around grade 4, which is what I started with my youngest child, and he started at 2A. This is where he started. And then when they're done with high school, they should finish 2C. Okay, so do you actually need this? It really depends. It's kind of a loaded question. And I'll tell you this, I needed it, and I'm a former teacher. Like, I needed it, and I'm strong in language arts. So first I want to say that this is not a requirement. However, there's a big but here. However, if you decide not to get the teacher program, I highly suggest that you go through each and every video with your student during the years that they are in the streaming course, because Mr. Pudua is going to be teaching your student structure and style. You're going to need to learn it also, because you're not going to understand what all of the markers are when you have to edit their paper. And if you can't keep up with that, the kids are going to be confused. Because at the end of every writing lesson, which is at the end of every week, your children are going to get a checklist. And you have to make sure that they have everything on this checklist. Everything from like your dress ups to, just different markings and things like that. But Mr. Pudua uses like his own phrases. I don't want to say like made up phrases, but like he uses his own phrases to teach the students these different parts of grammar and writing. And you need to know what they are, and you need to know what they entail. And the only way to do that is to either go through the teacher program or go through this with them. So, and I'm gonna tell you, okay, this is only 12 videos, and I was able to get through it in a month. This is a whole like 32, 34 week program. Like, this is a whole school year program. So you're gonna have to do this the entire year with your student and watch every single lesson. And that's like 2 videos a week, totaling about 30 to 60 minutes depending on depending on the children's age. The video lengths will vary depending on the children's age, where they are at in the program, if they're on level A, B, or C. And you're gonna have half of the video on Monday and half of the video on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are all writing days. So you're gonna have to sit down and commit to that throughout the entire school year. So honestly, it's actually easier and faster for you just to invest in this, watch it one time, and then you're done. You don't have to watch it again. Now this is also something that I have referenced, you know, like when my middle schooler has a question, like, because usually he's the one who will say, can I use this for this part of speech, or can I use this as part of this dress up, or would this count as a clause? And what I do is I go in and there's like cheat sheets and stuff in the back, which are so helpful for me when I'm editing his paper, because another job of yours is going to be editing the papers for your student like every Thursday or Friday, and then they're gonna have to rewrite their final draft. And the only way for you to do that is to know what each one of these markers are. And sometimes I don't know. So what I do is I use the teaching part, and I go into the back where there's like cheat sheets, and you know, like when I was taking the course, I actually wrote notes for myself, you know, things that I thought that might come up later, and I put them in here, and that ended up being really good for me. Now, one of the things it actually has you do is write a paper in structure and style format. It is so good for you guys to do this, because you learn how to write Mr. Pudawa's way. And if you know how to do that, then you're going to be able to help your students all the way through their, you know, IEW journey. And it's just really setting you and your children up for success when you go through this program. So really, do you absolutely have to have it? No. But if you don't, plan to go through each and every video with your students, because you need to learn what they are learning in order to edit their papers. Like, it's so important that you know how to do that, because they're going to hear two conflicting things from you and from Mr. Pudawa if you do not do that. So to cut down on the confusion and to cut down on stress, this is usually the better option. And I have really enjoyed this program. It's all streaming videos, kind of in the same format as the structure and style streaming version. So is teaching writing with structure and style a necessity? Not 100%, but if you don't go through this program, I suggest going through each and every lesson with your children with a fine-tooth comb so you can learn with them. And it's gonna take a lot longer. This one is shorter, sweeter, and it's got everything in there that you need that you can go back and reference later. So there's kind of my shortish answer to whether or not this is a necessity. It's gonna make it a lot harder, I think. For me, it was. I did not understand structure and style fully until I went through this course, and then kind of like the light bulbs went off and I knew how to go through structure and style, and my kids went through structure and style so much easier once I fully understood it. So once I understood his methods, it made my life a lot easier as an editor of their papers. So I'm hoping that that clears that up. And of course, if you have any other specific questions that I might not be able to answer, contact IEW. Their customer service is like amazing, like off the charts, hands down one of the best you're gonna find in the homeschool world. And they will even help place your children in whatever like levels they need to be into if you have a question about, you know, placement and things like that. All right, I hope that that was a helpful video for you. I will see you in the next one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Happy homeschooling.